Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hope y'all are doing well. I have had an awesome week, been busy trying to entertain my 5-year-old, but hey, that's what mothers do, right? To those of you visiting for the first time, my name is Monique. Welcome. Grab some tea, coffee, whatever you like, and let's chat. So today I wanted to talk about the Medicare cut to PTA reimbursed services in the projected 2022. Some of you all have heard it, some of you all have not. I'm a PTA, obviously, who's going DPT, and even like before clinicals, when I had applied to other jobs and opportunities, just to kind of see what is out there, I realized that the pay scale or the pay amount is just decreasing by the day. And it's because obviously these people are keeping up with changes in research and anything that's going on economically, and they are making projections out. So they're capping their hourly or salary rates, usually PTAs are hourly, in order to avoid losing money in the long run, because again, pay is based on reimbursement. If you don't get reimbursed enough for services, obviously they're going to make those cuts. So the big question is, what can you and I, who is a PTA, might not apply to PTs obviously, but what can we do to either, number one, do a side hustle to be able to keep up with life, or find other means of making income, which is, I mean, you could have a side hustle, or you could get an additional PRNs or a couple PRNs and work that way. Now, these services are mainly going to be Medicare Part B, which is more outpatient-based services, and home health based settings are going to be affected the most, because, just as how we do the KX modifier for them to keep tabs of, who's providing what and how much they're providing. There's going to be I guess like a code or something for us PTAs who provide services to make that distinction between a PT provided and a PTA provided service. So the question is, what do you do? Do you get a PRN job and, work those extra hours to make money? You could. But the majority of places that hire PRN are your typical SNFs, skilled nursing facilities. I had an offer the other day as a PTA. Obviously, I can't work because I'm in clinicals. But it was ridiculous. I was like, are you serious right now? With, my 8 years of experience, this is what you're offering me? Insulting. Bye. Click. No, I didn't click. But, it just put into perspective how these things are changing everything right now, even before that 2022 approaches, that they're starting to make those cuts and put those caps on pay immediately. And you know what? I don't blame them, because at the end of the day, as a future business owner, I understand and know, and just from other people, hearing from other people, and just, it makes sense. If you're not getting enough, you're not going to pay as much. Then the job is to find other hustles. So number one, like I said, you can get PRN jobs and you could work. Even with the PRN jobs, they're not paying as well as they used to, at least in my state currently. You could work a couple PRN jobs and have different opportunities going on. What if you can't work a PRN job, or life is just too much, too complicated? I mean, a lot of us go through a lot of different things, stressors in life, situations that cause us to not be able to give our all kinds of stuff. So you have to consider that. But PRN jobs is one way. Another way is doing a side hustle. Now, I remember looking on the board website about side hustles for PTAs is Obviously, because our scope of practice is limited specifically under the supervision of a physical therapist, we cannot work as PTAs elsewhere. However, you could find ways, and you can check the, your state boards just to make sure you don't want to go start doing things that will get you in trouble legally and stuff. But you could reinvent or find a niche. For instance, a yoga instructor, you can't obviously use your PTA title, or Pilates instructor, you can't use your PTA title, or whatever. You could be an exercise technician. You don't need a title. However, you have to understand and take into account the possibility of some kind of malpractice or some kind of issue that goes on. You have to be able to have something in place, some kind of insurance to protect you, in case, your client or whoever you're serving, things don't go well. So you have to put that into consideration. But there's so many things, CNAs and GNAs are like doing exercises with people. We're knowledgeable as PTAs with exercise and those type of things. So why can't you do a side hustle where you are, providing some kind of instruction, or helping someone perform some kind of program, just as a side hustle. Like I said, CNAs and GNAs are doing it. Why can't some of us do so? Of course, not under our PTA license, but be creative. You can be creative. The Board of Physical Therapy, at least in my state, states that as long as you are not functioning with your PTA license outside of, under the supervision of a PT, you could pretty much, essentially, the way it was worded, do what you please, but just be mindful of the potential issues that could arise. So take that into account. You could also, like me, go and continue and become a PT. That's another option. As a PT, you're autonomous. You could do things, some states are still working on direct access, but the majority of states have it, and you could function with minimal limitations. And then with that, if you wanted to do a side hustle as a PT, a DPT, you could present yourself as a DPT. You would just have to get malpractice insurance and have that underneath your belt just in case something went down. But there's so much opportunity, guys, like, especially as PTAs. Some of us, there are PTAs that are business owners. You could become an entrepreneur if you have the money to burn, or, the ability to start your own business. You can. There are PTAs that are running clinics, that are running, facilities. You could, enhance your skills. You could go take extra classes and find yourself a niche practice that is, acceptable, or that is approved according to, our scope of practice. There's just so many things you could do. Don't sit down and make excuses. Get up and do what you got to do. If you're considering getting into PTA school versus PT, watch some of my videos. Talk to other people. Visit other awesome websites. I know one that I typically post on, Pre-PT Grind LLC on Facebook. They have all these awesome information about starting in the PT career, PTA career. You could ask questions. So much resources to tap from, and just figure out what works for you. But just keep that in mind, guys. Don't let it discourage you if you want to become a PTA or you want to stay as a PTA. It is great either way. We'll get paid. It's not like they're eliminating us out of the game completely, thank goodness. But just keep in mind that, it's probably only going to go even more intense from this point. And so, be smart. Find other creative ways of being, of making money, and of being fulfilled within your field. But otherwise, y'all, it's been real. Thank you for stopping by, and I will talk to y'all again another time. Take care. Bye.